Welcome back. In today's episode, we're gonna start off by squaring off the fenders and the cab, and then we're gonna move into making 3 out of 4 of the body mounts for this Deuce to 3rd gen Ram conversion. Let's go. First attempt to get the passenger side fender test fitted, I guess. I'm gonna clearance it for the shock tower first and then test it again for the boost tube and see where we're at. That's in the way. There really isn't a clearance issue. This just has to get moved. The fender has to get put on, and then there's actually a spot to put this tube forward in order to get it on the intercooler. I just gotta cut this out a little bit. This little leg on the radiator might need cleaned off in order for this to sit where it wants to go. We'll probably cut that off there and make some other way to fasten. That's on the radiator. We got room back here. The cab isn't fastened yet. I'm just trying to get this center line lined out. That way I know that the cab doesn't need to be moved front or back. This is going a lot better than I was thinking. I think we're gonna be able to just straighten the cab up. It's a little crooked like this or something. Mount that fender right there. Get this one bolt in there. That's on. I think we got a little bit of droopage on the front. That'll either need to be brought up or the cab down. I'm okay bringing the cab down. I don't want it super high. The closer to the frame we can get it, the better, because we can get our height out of the suspension. The Hydro Boost system here is taking up a lot of space. It's all on top of that shock tower, which was causing interference with the other side fender. I'm gonna get some of this stuff situated. We'll bring it back when things are looking better. That's a nerve-wracking task, clearancing the radiator. That little vibrating saw is really nice for cutting through plastic like that. It's pretty precision as long as you're not excited when you're doing it. There's actually like a 1/2 inch more space in here beyond the fins, okay? So I really wasn't in danger of getting into the cooling tanks. I had the clearance right here for the shock tower on this side, and the passenger side is shaped a little different. It was clearanced or built for something else, exhaust or air intake there, but I had to cut out a little spot there. Potentially this still. I'm ready to assemble these again loosely. Look, can you see him? He's up to no good. Uh-huh. All right, this is in the way, so I was hoping to kind of utilize that to keep the radiator fast once everything was together, but it's in the way, so we're gonna have to come up with other options like these brackets. There's some in here. I think that'll be fine, but this has to come out. We may have to section this and narrow this from here to here. We might have to bring this in. I don't know if you can see it. Everything's crooked, plus the door is kind of open. But this fender right now is running in, and then the cab is running out, which the cab is shaped like that. So it could just be because it's crooked. This is what it looks like inside here. This fits this engine very well. Like, there's not going to be an issue getting everything lined out in here. So we can put the batteries, one here and then one in the same spot on the other side. Might have to make a little something to secure them a little nicer, but the slave cylinder for the clutch, you know, can go maybe in there. You never know. And then I got the hole for the old steering column all torched out because it broke. I'll fix that hole and put this Hydro Boost system somewhere. And then the steering shaft for the ram is actually it's right there. So I don't see why getting the steering column in there would be a problem. But this interlock brake system, we're probably gonna have to undo some of the plumbing, get this mounted on the firewall or the fender well here, and reroute the brake lines to it, because right now they're kind of fighting everything. But that's just because where they're at right here. They come up from here and they're trying to fight with the fender, but it's looking pretty good. I mean, the wiring is kind of a cobbled mess, but that all runs along here. So it's not cobbled, that's the way it was. I just threw it up on there so it's out of the way. All right, I'm gonna bang my head on the wall for a while and see what I can come up with, because I need to get the cab straight and at least the back mount figured out so I can set the back of the cab down. It's been about a day and a half since I last talked to you. I have been busy doing the stuff that nobody wants to see, okay? But I finally got somewhere. Trying to get this cab squared away, square. Front to back, side to side, left to right, cockeyed. I just melted my brain. This pipe I'm going to use for the first front mount. It was uneven there, so I kind of leveled that out, figure out how long it needs to be, mark it, and cut it off. I'm going to get this pulled back to where I can reach it with the welder and start melting metal together so I can take the wood out from underneath of this. I got it off the lift. It's 100% sitting on this 06 Ram frame. I just got it blocked in there. It's gonna be there for a minute. And I got a rough version of the bridge that I want to build set up here in the back. Loosely gonna replicate this here underneath there. You know, then other stuff can start happening. I got the exhaust downpipe removed because the front block body mount was trying to contact it. So I can clearance it once my actual body mount is built in there. But until then, I had to pull this out of the way. Too much stuff trying to occupy the same space here. All right, so, all right, let's go. Now the exhaust comes down through here, the downpipe. So this is gonna have to be altered. Not a big deal. This whole thing is 16.5 inches long. It needs to be 8 inches for each side, so it's perfect. I already cleaned this edge up so it's nice and even and flat. 8 inches, what did I say, 16.5 down here, but it looks like a beaver chewed this end off, so that still leaves me a 1/2 inch to clean up. Okay, so right there, that's the hole we're gonna use. This is gonna come in just like that. We'll cap off the end of this pipe, drill a hole in the center of it, and we'll go up through here with our socket and tighten up the bolt. a little bigger than I thought. That'll work though. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna ground right there. I clean that up. Cleaned up both sides. This, that should ground. And then I'm gonna center this on here. That way I'm just welding down instead of up or sideways. I'm gonna wind up welding it to that plate. Holy shit, I had to wave for him. I don't know what that means, but I had it all the way up. Maybe galvanized. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm gonna be able to get this piece of pipe in here. And get the nut started on the bolt. Holy shit, I got it. Measuring 3 inches. I gotta cut a piece of steel like this. 3 by 3. Can you see that? This is where I'm going to weld the plate that I'm going to weld to this. Okay, this is how this is going to get welded. Well, this will work. I was worried I wouldn't be able to get in here to take this tight or loose in the future. Perfect. Yeah, you're done. I got that welded on there. You got the bolt in there. That's a really disgusting looking weld, but it's definitely not going anywhere. That bolt that holds that on, you can have access from in here. Great. I just sat on that basically when I bent down. That's nice. How awesome is that? By awesome, I mean that's a horrible job. But I don't care. To start the back bridge thing, I need two. This is 3x5 box tube. I need two sections that are 5 inches long, which is how wide it is, so it'll be square. These are studs that hold the axle into my dump truck. Old one. I gotta cut these two off in order to get the length that I need here. So I got this measured out already. So I'm going to use the torch to cut that because I don't have a plasma. I don't have enough money to buy enough grinding wheels to cut this because it'll take a lot of grinding wheels to cut through that. So I'm gonna clamp that on there and get started. I got these pieces all set up. I got them cleaned up. I took the, they were all rusty. I ground them off, ground the slag off from the torch. Quick rundown what we got going on here with this temporary setup. Under here is the ram body bushing isolator thing. It looks just like this. Well, maybe not that bad, but like that. I actually have it bolted into this block of wood, so the block of wood didn't try to tip off of there while I was moving this around. And then I got a 4x1.5 or 2 inch piece of channel there with a 1 inch thick piece of wood. All this is coming out. I want to do this tonight, but it's getting late and I still haven't had dinner yet, so I'm not sure. I'm going to take this stuff out and get set up. There's that piece of 3x5 that I'm going to use for the span on the bridge. Of course, I pinched my finger in the jack. Yeah. That's really nice, actually. That one's in better shape than the one in the back. Oh, there's so much. I wanted to do this tonight. I'm not going to be able to. I'm just gonna get all the rust off of here so I got a good base. Well, that didn't take too long. There's some pretty crusty shit on there. I'm gonna switch over to the flap disc and get a little better finish on this. You can turn the gas on when you're doing that. That sucked. See, I can weld. Apparently up and down is not my specialty because that was a bad go on that front mount. Alright, I'm going to go do the same thing on the other side. And I'll bring it back when I'm ready to put this bridge on top. I put that 1-inch spacer back in there and it evened this up. That's a body line, right? This is a door. See? How's it look? I almost feel like it could go up a little more. This is heavy as f***. Well, I'm gonna vacuum this out again. This hole goes right down through the channel that I want to drill into and then put this in it. But the hole is like just off the edge of my channel, which it is what it is. But through some poorly calculated guessing, this is where I want to drill. I'm just trying to contact the channel underneath there to leave a mark so I can come out and drill with my hole saw, so I can make a hole this diameter so this is recessed in my box tube. I think I actually made it through the channel on that one. These dimensions should be the same. Just gotta jack the cab up a little bit to get it off of this box tube, because I gotta take it out. Hopefully it'll jack up the whole thing like it did the last time. Oh yeah. Nice. Look at that. I wouldn't call that dead center, but I would call that oh, that one might be dead center. The only reason dead center or close to center matters is that this mount has, you know, not over here or something on the edge. I'll start with cutting oil. Then once I got a little groove, I'll put some oil in it. Oh, we're through over there. Oh yeah, it fits. I don't know if it's gonna work. Huh. It didn't even take as long as I thought. Okay, I got my access holes so I can bolt the mount down once I put the bolt in the cab. Now I'm not sure what I want to do about these bolts, because these fit in there. I'm not going to be able to get in here to put a nut on the back side there. I think I got to clean this up and just weld it on there. These were studs and they came right out with a couple whacks of the hammer. Could do it like this. I'll need a longer bolt to come all the way up through the cab. But I got that. That's the factory bolt and washer there. That's big enough to secure the mount to this tube. That's what I'm worried about right now. I can't just put a bolt under there. The cab won't technically be bolted down. So this has to be fastened to this. I'm gonna take these over to the welder, put a little bit of weld around this end, maybe plug weld that where the bolt went through. That humming noise you hear is the welder. I'm ready to put this back in there. I might have to raise the cab up a little bit. Maybe. Kind of got it in there, but it needs to go up a little bit. Of course, the jack's over here. Technically, I got hardware in the holes, but they're not bolts. This is a 6-inch extension down through there. That side is a bolt, but it's way too short. So what I don't have any hardware long enough to do what I wanted to do. And these washers that came on the factory bolts that held the ram body on, they're part of the bolt. I can't get them off. The washers are big enough to go in there like that, and that's what I gotta do. So I gotta get washers that are that big around and longer bolts. See, I just stuck that one extension down in there to make sure my hole was located properly. And then over here on the other side, I shoved this bolt, there we go, down in there, but it wasn't happy about it, to locate this side. But it's all the way welded. I might do something, cap these off. I've been watching these body lines with these doors on the side while I'm moving the cab around. That one's okay. It's a little fat here. It's all right there. Not that I'm really worried about body lines, but I just want to make sure I'm kind of getting everything true and plumb and all that stuff. Oh. This fender bolt is stripped out, so it's hard to even say on that one. I still got to put this front one together, but I've made some revisions from the first one, and I'm out of time. I can't do it for this video. I gotta go edit this video. So I'll show you the revisions on that front mount in the beginning of the next video. But that's how this is gonna be. Like I said, I might cap these off. I might trim this off or put a 45 on it or something. I really don't need it to be too fancy. This is hooked to one of the levers inside. I thought about utilizing that for like a transfer case shifter. It's this one. Goes over. Might be able to make that reach the linkage on a transfer case so I can just pull up on that or something when I need to put it in 4-wheel drive. All right, well, I don't know. I gotta go in and start editing. I got most of the video edited already. I just gotta edit what I did out here today for this last segment, which should go pretty quick. So I'm gonna make sure nothing around here is gonna catch on fire, and I'm gonna head in. And hopefully you understand what's going on here with these mounts. Next time we're working on this truck, which I don't know when, you know, what we're doing next, but I'm gonna grab the hood out and try to figure out how much I gotta bring the front end of these fenders in. Stay tuned, then it's gonna be trying to get it started. All right, thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't too painful. We'll see you next time.